Hey, how are you? I promised my IG stories that I would come on live in a few minutes. I'm a few minutes late, but here I am. So we're going to talk today about meal prep versus meal planning. So, I don't know about you, but I've seen especially on social media and even on the news, meal prep and how it can make your life so much easier. And sometimes to me, seeing all that prep just seems so daunting. Like all these containers laid out and prepping each meal fully and having it all lined up. And it looks so nice, but I'm just thinking, my brain, one, doesn't work that way. And what if I want to change my mind? And with a kid, that just doesn't work. And setting that chunk of time aside in a week to do that just doesn't work in my life. So here's where I find doing something like meal planning could be helpful. I really find meal prep and meal planning, it's all about what fits into your life. And there are tips that I have for you today that are going to be, you find bits and pieces of them and you use any piece and part that helps make it easier for you to fit healthy eating, time efficiency, making all of this just work for your life. That's the whole point of it, okay? You don't have to do that perfect laid out system if it doesn't work for you. If it works for you, then awesome, do it. So here are some of the tips that have worked for me, and I've used pieces and parts at different phases in my life. It's definitely changed here and there. Some of the tools I use recipes online. Same thing where I stream my workouts. I get a whole bunch of recipes, some favorite cookbooks. I'm gonna jot down some plans on a quick little notepad, same place where you would, write your grocery list. And then I usually use a piece of paper where I'm going to jot down, okay, what do I plan to eat this week? So here is where I will talk about meal prep first, the pieces and parts that I like to use for meal prep. So I will do something like this. I'll take a piece of paper and I will say, okay, for my meals for the week, for breakfast, I want to have these food groups for breakfast. For my snack, I want to have these food groups. For lunch, I want to have these food group. My afternoon snack, these food groups. Dinner, these food groups. And dessert, I want to have these food groups. And I usually, for breakfast, my snacks, and my lunch, like to stick to not only the same food groups, but I like to stick to the same foods. So that's a little bit of planning, but it's also, here's where I'm going to get into the prep. Since I'm sticking to the same foods for breakfast and lunch and snacks, I can also do a little bit of prep work. Now, especially when I was going into an office for work. It's a little bit different now for so many of us. It was helpful to prep ahead of time, like on a Sunday, some of those meals, like my breakfast that I would take with me driving to work, or my lunch that I would take with me to work. I still find this helpful, because I'm just busy with the kid, still trying to do work from home. So I would prep things on a Sunday, like making muffins that would last me all week long. I've got that recipe right here in my computer. In this online streaming system that has my workouts too, super simple, super healthy. And then I would also prep something like a really healthy turkey veggie soup that would last me all week long. So I'd have that prepped. That would then really be the only meal prep that I would do for the week. Prepping out all of the individual packet meals for me, like I said, just didn't work. If it works for you, go for it. But then the rest of the meal planning I would do, because I want to be able to, especially dinners, I want that to be a little more loosey-goosey. I want that to be able to be like, I want to eat with my family. I want it to be a meal that my entire family enjoys too. I don't want to be cooking different meals for me, reaching my health and fitness goals, and different for my son who's 7 and my husband who he was just, he doesn't have the same goals as me. So, I'm making sure I am choosing for dinner food groups that's going to make all of us happy. So it's a protein, it's a carb, it's a veggie, it's a healthy fat. No matter if we are doing takeout, when we're going back into restaurants, which we're starting to do, if we're cooking at home, we're all finding meals that fit that mold really easily. And we're all happy eating the same thing. And so usually what I do for my planning part for the week is mostly just dinner planning, because my breakfast, lunch, and snacks, they're pretty much the same every week. So I've planned that once and it's done. And then each week I just plan out dinners on this quick little notepad. So I sit there with my computer with my 300 recipes on it and my favorite cookbook, and I look for recipes that meet that mold of those food groups that I've already decided are my dinner food groups. And I just write down on my piece of paper, okay, Monday we're gonna have this. We're gonna have beef and broccoli. And on Tuesday we're gonna have spaghetti and meatballs, whatever I decide. And then each week I'll just change it up. And then that's the only planning I have to do. And if something changes and we decide to do takeout, I already know what food groups I wanna stick to. So I'm already on plan that way also, and it's okay if I deviate from this plan right here. So that's how some little quick tips for you on meal prep versus meal planning, how you can use the two combined, how you can fit it into your real life, and like I said, using pieces and parts to it. So I'd love to hear from you. Comment below, your favorite takeaway from this, the one that, the piece that you're gonna be like, I'm so going to use that. Please let me know below. I have a nutrition group, little support group. We're gonna be using some great tools. It's gonna be starting up on August 1st. So if you want some more information on that, go ahead and comment below. Just type in Nutrition Bootcamp and I'll make sure to get you that information on that. All right, thanks for watching. Have a happy weekend. Bye-bye.